Today we're going to work on 10-2 parabolas, to write the equation of a parabola and to graph parabolas. This is what a parabola looks like. This is a vertical parabola. This is a horizontal parabola. Vertical parabolas can open up or down. Horizontal parabolas open left and right. The definition of a parabola is a set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a fixed line and a fixed point not on the line. The fixed point is called the focus of a parabola. Each focus is on the inside part of the parabola. The fixed line is called the directrix. The directrix is the same distance from the vertex that is to the focus as it is to the directrix. The directrix is on the opposite side of the vertex as the focus. The distance between the vertex and the focus is the focal length of the parabola. This sheet of paper right here, this slide should be given to you. You need to use this to complete today's lesson and to complete the homework. You will also be given this on the quiz and on the Chapter 10 test. Make sure you know how to use these charts. For vertical parabolas, the vertex 0, 0 is used right here. For vertical parabolas, when the vertex is not at the origin, you're going to use the h, k equation, focus, and directrix right here. Horizontal parabolas are on the bottom, the vertex 0, 0, and vertex h, k right here. Let's look at our first example. What is the equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin and focus 0, 0? So I have a vertex at 0, 0, and I have a focus at 0, 2. So by looking at the parabola to the left over here, I can tell this is a vertical parabola. So I know I'm going to use the equation y equals 1 over 4 c x squared. Now, I know that my focus is 0, c, which is going to be my 2 right here. I'm going to take my c and I'm going to plug it in to my equation of a vertical parabola right there. So I'm going to have y equals 1 over 4 times 2 times x squared. Simplifying this more, I'm going to have y equals 1 over 8x squared as my answer. That is an equation of a vertical parabola with vertex at the origin and focus 0, 2. Next question. What is an equation of the parabola with vertex 0, 0 and focus 0, negative 1.5? Well, I don't have a picture to tell me whether this is a vertical parabola or a horizontal parabola, so I just need to graph and plot my points. So let's have a coordinate right here. I know that my vertex is going to be at the origin, and I need to then plot my focus, 0, 1.5. So here's my vertex, my first point, my vertex, and this is my focus. Knowing that my parabola is going to either open up or down can be seen by knowing that my focus point is going to be inside my parabola. So this is going to be a vertical parabola, which is facing down. So I know that I'm going to use the equation y equals 1 over 4c x squared. Knowing that my focus is negative 1.5, I will plug it in to my c right there. So I'm going to have y equals 1 over 4 times negative 1.5 times x squared. Multiplying 4 times negative 1.5, I'm going to have y equals negative 1/6 x squared. And that is the equation of a line, a parabola, with vertex at the origin and focus 0, negative 1.5. Test question. What are the vertex, focus, and directrix of the parabola with the equation y equals negative 1/12 x squared? So this is a y equals parabola, which automatically tells me it is a vertical parabola. So I'm going to use either my vertical parabola with the vertex at 0, 0, or my vertex h, k. By looking at my two equations, I know I'm going to use the equation y equals 1 over 4c times x squared. There's nothing being added to the back of the x squared, nothing added to the front or anything, so I know this is going to be at the vertex 0, 0. So I'm going to take my negative 1/12 and take my 1 over 4c, and I'm going to set them equal to each other. So I'm going to have negative 1 over 12 equal to 1 over 4c. I have two fractions set equal to each other, so I'm going to cross multiply. Don't forget your negative on the outside. So I'm going to have negative 4c equal to 12. divide by -4, on both sides. I have C equal to -3. So that is going to be my focus point, C equal to -3. Looking at my vertex at 0, 0 of my vertical parabolas, my equation 1/4cx squared, I know my focus is going to be at 0, C. So I can plug in my -3 into my equation to have a focus point at 0, -3. Like I said earlier, judging by the way my equation is set up, I know that my vertex is going to be at 0, 0. So I'll have a vertex at 0, 0. And the last thing I need to know was my directrix. My directrix is y equals -c which I find that from my focus, so it's the opposite sign of what my focus point is, which is going to be y equals +3. Those are my 3 answers. Next question. What is an equation of a parabola with a vertex 1 at x, vertex at the origin, and directrix x equals 1.25? So I know my focus and my directrix are opposite of each other. This is also a horizontal parabola, judging by the x equals 1.25. I can tell by the picture over here that and by what it said in the question that it is at the vertex. So I know that I'm going to use the equation x equals 1/4c times y squared. I know that my focus is going to be the opposite of this point right here that is inside my directrix. So I know that my focus is going to be C, 0, and in this case it is going to be -1.25, 0. Opposite of my directrix. Being a horizontal parabola, the C comes first. So now I find my C, which is -1.25, which I'm going to plug into my equation of my parabola. So I'm going to have x equals 1/4 times -1.25 times y squared. simplifying, I will have x equals negative 1 over 5 times y squared. That is the equation of this parabola in this picture up here. What are the vertex, focus, and directrix of the parabola with the equation x equals 0.75 y squared? You know how I feel about fraction or decimals, and I would rather have them in fractions. So 0.75 will be converted to 3/4. And I need to know the vertex, the focus, and the directrix. So I'm going to have x equals 3/4 y squared. By looking at my chart, I can tell that this is a horizontal parabola with vertex 0, 0 by looking where and how my equation looks. Next, I need to find my focus, and I'm going to find my focus by what's in front of the y squared. So I'm going to set 3/4 equal to 1 over 4c. And I'm going to cross multiply. Doing this, I will find my focus, and knowing what my focus is will give me my directrix. So this is going to be 12c equal to 4 divide by 12 c equals 1/3. So by looking at my chart, knowing this is a horizontal parabola, like I've already stated, my focus is going to be c, 0. So my focus is going to be 1/3, 0. And I'm going to have a directrix of x equals negative c, which is negative 1/3. There are my 3 answers. Test question. What is an equation of the parabola with vertex at the origin and directrix x equals negative 5/2? So I know that this is going to be a horizontal parabola judging by the x equals directrix. So I know what my directrix is. That's easy to find my focus, which I know it doesn't ask me to find the focus, but it will be, I need to go through the focus to find my equation. So my focus is going to be positive 5/2, 0. Knowing what my focus is, I have to plug that into my equation, where x equals 1 over 4 times c y squared, which is going to be x equals 1 over 4 times 5 halves y squared. And 4 times 5 over 2 is going to give me 10. So I have x equals 1/10 y squared as an answer.